Hey, my name is Matt Storr and I repair saxophones for a living, and today's video needs a little bit of context because I wasn't expecting to make it. Me and my family were on a very long road trip in July, and we passed through Elkhart, Indiana, and unexpectedly I got to tour the J.J. Babbitt factory. J.J. Babbitt being the oldest mouthpiece maker in the United States. They have been making mouthpieces continuously for like 100 years, over 100 yeyears. They make Meyer, Otto, tons and tons of OEMs. And they are under recently new ownership. About 4 years ago, they changed hands. And the new owner, Steve Rorie, gave me a hour-and-a-half long tour, and I was allowed to take pictures and video. However, I wasn't prepared to do that. I had my like shitty backup phone with me because we're on a road trip, the theme of which was swim in all 5 Great Lakes. I figured it might get lost or damaged or whatever, so I didn't want to bring my nice phone. So the video isn't the highest quality. It's loud in there. I wasn't prepared to do it, so I hadn't done any like research ahead of time. But even though I plan to go back and make a better video, I figure in the meantime, it's better to have this than nothing. So here's the context. What we're about to look at is the facing machine, which is something I've been really excited. Sounds so dorky when I say it that way, but it's true. I saw an article a long time ago about the facing machine, and one of the ones they've got there, Otto himself built, right? So these are kind of like a lathe or a mill, right? There's very sturdy machines that you can use over time. And they're pretty simple, very precise. And the way they work is you've got a big precision grinding wheel on like a, lever that must be sprung or weighted in some way so that it doesn't bounce and it doesn't provide too much pressure. But you've got so you've got this big spinning grinding wheel and you've got a mouthpiece that slides into it, right? And this curve here, that's the facing curve, right? What they do is they they make a cam, which is just a specially shaped piece of metal to push something else out of the way in a prescribed shape, right? And in this case, the prescribed shape is the facing of the mouthpiece. So you would have a different cam for every facing you want to make. 4-star alto, 5-star alto. You might have, Meyer has different facings than Otto. So for every facing they make, they have a cam. And if you're having J.J. Babbitt make a mouthpiece for you, one of the main pieces of material that they make for you or that you need to make is the cam. And the cam is the facing. So the way it works, let's imagine that this is the cam. It moves in towards the big grinding wheel, which is on a little lever, and it pushes up against a follower, right? So somewhere in there, there's a little piece of material. And as it goes through, it pushes the follower, and that follows the facing. So the mouthpiece to be faced is moving in, and the grinding wheel, let's see if I can hold it, I guess it goes zzz, right? And it exactly follows the cam to reproduce the facing. It's a pretty brilliant piece of machinery to quickly face mouthpieces. They still need to do hand finishing afterwards. You'll see at the end of the video that the rails are pretty thick. This is not the mouthpiece in the video. This is just one I pulled out of my drawer that had a fairly large facing, so it was a fairly large tip opening, so it's easy to see. But you'll see in the video that like the tip rail and stuff, this is like a moderately thick tip rail here and side rails. But you'll see in the video that the rails come out pretty thick, and so that facing curve, they want that to stay the same, but they want the rails and the baffle to be shaped a little bit, and that is the work that gets done by hand. But the facing is done on a machine. Now they do check it. There was a desk I saw where they had feeler gauges, and they do spot checks, to make sure that everything is still working the way it's supposed to. But the facing is done by machine, and that's how. And it's been done by machine for a very, very, very long time. Like I said, the picture I saw was Otto himself with one of the facing machines he invented to make his mouthpieces. And back in the day, you actually used to be able to send in, let's see, do I have it? Yeah, here we go. Check this out. All right, let's see if we can see this. Yeah, so refacing charges, Otto. So you could actually send in a mouthpiece, and it says special facings duplicated on request. Hopefully this is showing up. But basically what this is, and the reason it was $5 to reface a mouthpiece, is that they were taking your mouthpiece and putting it in their facing machine with the cam follower and everything you're about to see, and then, you know, hand finishing it a little bit. So it wasn't somebody swiping it, which is what we think of as refacing right now. They were just putting it in their machine. So I apologize, the audio is pretty bad. It's pretty loud in there, but hopefully with that context, you can see what's going on. But this is how your Autolink mouthpiece was made. This is how your Meyer mouthpiece was made. Rousseau mouthpieces up until very recently. Lots and lots of stuff, but it's really, really, at least to me, really, really cool to see. And there'll be a few more videos coming after this, but I really want to go back and make better videos. So again, I apologize for the quality of this one. Hopefully you find it helpful, useful, and informative. My name is Matt Storr. Thanks for watching. So this is Mikey. He's been doing this 37 years. This is a facing machine, and we're going to face a mouthpiece here.
Drop the tables, it comes up into the, taken up into the wheel, yeah, that face is coming out.
And on the right side there, you see that's the cam right there. And it goes under that follower on the right, and that's how you get the facing on a mouthpiece.
Yeah. Cam right there, cam right here, wheel to the mouthpiece, and this one ought to do it. Got more cut on it. And that last cut, I end up by holding that back, slowing it down for a final cut on it.
Ready for hand finishing. Awesome.